Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Deangelo McMillian, who's a defensive end out of Shaw University. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, hanging in there. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell me where you're from, and just a little bit of your history, if you don't mind.
I'm Deangelo McMillian from Fairmont, North Carolina. Played at Fairmont High School. Started at middle linebacker in 2016. Finished Defensive Player of the Year with 156 tackles. Then went to Lewisburg. Started from the nose position. Started all the way up to the jack position. And then while I was at Lewisburg, I finished with 10 sacks. With 10 sacks over the 2 past years. And so later on, now I'm at Shaw University, defensive end pass rusher. Finished with 5 sacks this past year, 2019. About 28 tackles.
Yeah, I mean, one of the interesting things about you, Deangelo, is just being able to say you played all over the defense. I mean, going from middle linebacker to basically playing all along the defense front there at Lewisburg, and then finally getting to what I would see as like your true position there at Shaw University at defensive end. I mean, you figure a guy at your size, I mean, 6'4", 250 pounds. I mean, that's decent size there for an edge rusher. So I mean, that's where I'd want to keep you at. But also just want to get your take on maybe what you believe is like the best part of your game, maybe one of your best attributes as a football player.
I think the best part of my game would be my high motor and just having the ability to be explosive in space and be able to take over the game in big time situations.
Cool. So I mean, obviously, being explosive, like that first step is really what you bring. I mean, which obviously as an edge rusher you got to have. I mean, you got to be able to jump quick whenever that ball snaps. So I mean, occasionally, like there's some false starts that come or some offsides penalties occasionally that you might get. But I mean, hey, I mean, you got to take your risks, man. I mean, that's kind of how what happens with the position. So, but I don't know. Is there maybe a player in the league that you would either compare yourself to, or that you admire, or something, or are there some guys that you try and take, try and study them and take a little bit of their game?
I study a few players. I try to take more of my game from Khalil Mack. He's more dominant type defensive end, LB, edge rusher type player.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a guy in Khalil Mack who's one of the best defensive players in the whole league. I mean, especially at his position. So, I mean, you have a guy there who can really move around, which I know you can. If someone really wanted to, they could probably move you around a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, you have a guy who has played different schemes in yourself. Deangelo, chat with me a little bit about this offseason for you, because, I mean, obviously right now you're not playing football, which obviously it isn't exactly ideal. I mean, you really want to be on the field and doing stuff. That's kind of the unfortunate thing that COVID has sort of brought to the table. But just kind of want to get your feel for things. I mean, how are you staying motivated during this time? And if there is anything that you're specifically trying to get better at, why don't you share that with me too?
Well, I'm staying motivated right now through this whole COVID, just by staying healthy and just staying fit through the whole process. Just really just focusing on getting back on the field. And I've been working on all types of little small things in my game, like flexibility and just working on just being more flexible, being more agile, adding that to my game.
Gotcha. And I mean, I'm pretty sure during your time, you've also kind of, put on some tape, put on some film, watch some, watch some people from either some people in the pro game or maybe even some of your opponents or even yourself there in the film room. So tell me maybe what you're looking at these days. And maybe like I don't know, like when you're studying some of those people, what are some things that kind of stick out to you, when you're in the film
When I'm studying the film, even on pros, when I'm studying my position, I'm watching their opponents as well, studying whether they're leaning or whether their foot kick back or just studying their tendencies, what they like to do, studying who gets tired first and stuff like that. Also, I take a few moves from what I see pros do and try to just add them to my collection.
Gotcha. So, I mean, one of the things that I feel like a lot of people really need to know is really, you have these evaluators that they kind of want to throw it up in your face that you're a small school guy. But whether that's fair or not, I don't know. But I mean, you guys actually see a lot of great competition in your conference. Talk to me maybe about some of those people that you've played at just over the years that maybe some of your best competition so far, if you don't mind.
Well, we played a lot of good competition, but maybe my best player we played against was Pharrell Murchison against Winston-Salem. He's a big, powerful, physical back. And, the reason I say this is because I already knew what he was capable of doing. Because I actually played with him at Lewisburg, so I already knew he was capable of doing.
Yeah, there's also a few good offensive linemen too. That I mean, obviously you're having to face regularly, throughout your schedule. So I do have a few of those guys like on my board as well. So obviously it's not as easy of competition that some people might think.
No.
So Deangelo, I also realized that obviously you're an athlete. I mean, you got to get at it in the weight room. You were telling me at one point in time that your max bench is a little over 400 pounds. So obviously you can lift some weight in there. So chat with me about your approach to the weight room, maybe your mentality, and everything towards that.
Well, when I approach the weight room, it's a warrior mentality. Everything is mental. It's always mind over matter. So when I approach the weight room, it's just like how I approach real life. I feel like you should attack it. You should attack it. And also the weight room I feel like that's what prepares you for the field. Whenever you're in the weight room, you just preparing your body, your mind for battle on the field.
Well, I mean, definitely, this is kind of one of the areas that I feel like you really do excel at. I mean, again, like I had said before, a 405-pound bench, and also being able to put up 600 pounds, in a back squat. So obviously, some good things there. I mean, there are some guys out there, evaluators that do love these numbers. So, I mean, obviously being able to show your athleticism is something that I feel like people really need to know. I mean, with you and a lot of your teammates as well, really able to, excel in the weight room and showcase their athleticism on the field. So the next thing I want to ask you, Deangelo, talk to me about some of those moments of yours on the field, maybe one of your best games, best plays. What's a highlight that sticks out for you?
Highlight that stick out to me is Shawan game this past year, 2019. Shawan game, fourth quarter, I hit the quarterback in the fourth quarter to send the game to overtime. And at that point, that's when the whole game momentum changed. So that was probably my most favorite.
Gotcha. I mean, obviously being able to make that play, completely change the momentum, get it back in your favor, and then ultimately winning that game. That's obviously what you want to do. So I don't know. Let's just kind of chat a little bit about like who you are, like outside of football. Obviously, first and foremost, you're a student there at Shaw University. You were telling me that you're a recreation management major with with a minor in what was it? Personal was it personal trainer?
Yes,
I don't know. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing either as a student and anything else about yourself that you're willing to share.
I mean, as a student, I'm just studying rate management, just taking it day by day, getting ready through graduation, and I'm training. I participate in training events, and just as well as different showcase events and talent, like art shows and stuff like that.
Gotcha. And when are you set to graduate?
In December or May.
Okay. So anything else about yourself that you want to share? I mean, any interests, hobbies, passions? Is there anything about yourself that you want to share that I don't know, maybe not everybody knows about you? Well, you're telling me at one point like you're a big anime person. So I mean.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
If you're watching an anime, what are the shows that you watch?
If I'm watching animation, I'm watching Yu Yu Hakusho or Street Fighter or something like that.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, everybody's got their thing. So, but hey, that's all good. So next question really is, if you had the opportunity to maybe go back in time a little bit, give your younger self just a tidbit of advice, prepare him for like the next 4 or 5 years of his life. What sort of advice would you give young Deangelo?
I just tell myself to just take every advice from older folks, and to just always just keep working, and just continues to keep working, just stay focused throughout everything.
Gotcha. So right now, I just kind of want to give the floor to you. I mean, this is sort of the opportunity for you to just kind of, give your shout outs kind of across the board to, family, coaches, friends, teammates. Who here do you want to give a little bit of love to? Don't want to make this too long, but I mean, do want to give you the opportunity to just kind of, give some love to some people that have really helped you along the way.
First off, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to I want to thank God for everything. Second, first off, I'm gonna give a shout out to my mom. She's been a huge fan of me, supporting me. I'll give a shout out to my grandmoms, both of them, my granddad, my dad, my coaches, Coach Howe, Coach Hill, Coach Wiggins, Coach Jones, First Sergeant. I want to give thanks to my sisters, my brothers, my baby sisters, my baby brother. Also, I want to give a shout out to who else?
Talk to me about your teammates. I know you got a lot of guys that you want to.
Oh yeah, I want to say I'm talking about Dash Sturkey. I'm gonna give a shout out to him on the other end. That's my other guy. Kevin Sherman out there on the back end. I want to give a shout out to him. Thurman Trout, Aaron Worthy. Who else? Guy in the middle, David Hunt.
Cool. I mean, it sounds like we could. It sounds like we could go like through that whole defense, because I mean, obviously as a unit, like everybody's got their thing that they got to get done in order for like things to get accomplished. I mean, you had talked about Sturkey. I mean, Sturkey is like the other end, at Shaw University. I mean, you figure you guys, it's almost like a race on each and every defensive play.
Every down, that's what it is.
So, yeah, I mean, who's going to get to the quarterback? Who's going to get the most pressure? So, I mean, it's kind of pick your poison. Is it the guy on the right or the guy on the left? And, it is what it is. It's like,
we got, I ain't tell you about my interior guys. We got Robert Washington, Robert Davis. Those guys about 315, 300-pound guys. Those big, heavy dudes in the middle.
Right. And you also have a lot of guys there in the secondary that you have a whole lot of trust in, like Sherman, that, is going to make the play.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever you need him to. So
yeah, Sherman, he going to get a pick. He going to come through and get a pick.
Right.
Almost automatically.
So as we begin to wrap up a little bit, Deangelo, I always try my best to ask this question.
One more shout out.
Yeah, go for it.
One more shout out to Miss Fan.
All right. Good deal. Last question for you, bud. Or I'm sorry. As we wrap up, I've got 2 more things to ask you. The next one is really just the why question. And when I say the why question, it's really just why do you play football? And just tell me a little bit of your motivation, if you don't mind.
I play football because because of my passion, because of my love of the game. I just love to be physical. I just love to hit, and also I just love the feel of it. I just love the feel of it. It just feels so right and natural to me.
Great. And very last thing for you, bud, is give me your pitch to a professional team. I mean, what sort of a player would they be getting if they took a chance on you, signed you, brought you into their team? What kind of a player would they be getting?
Well, if you pick me, you be getting a hard worker, dedicated, passionate, just showing up to work every day. Gonna show up to work every day, every single day. Gonna be consistent and just continuously work. Gonna constantly produce.
Great. I mean, obviously, what you're getting is a football player who can showcase his ability in the weight room. You know, stay focused in there and stay focused on the field. Again, 6'4", 250 pounds. I mean, obviously, got some good size there as an edge rusher. Got a lot of good things, you know, going for you. I mean, you did play a little bit of everywhere, really, growing up. So, I mean, you know, having that knowledge of, you know, playing those other positions and what you need to look for on the field, I feel also helps your, you know, it helps you out a bit. But Deangelo, thank you so much for your time, bud. It's been great chit-chatting with you about a little bit of everything.
Yes, sir.
Everybody take a look at this guy, Deangelo McMillian, edge rusher at Shaw University. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you.